we'll see what happens.
Now, Ollie, in terms of what you may have heard, the big thing this year with the schedule, there were a few big announcements with the different playoff format and everything, but one of the big things is they were trying to reduce the amount of weekday games. Do you think if the window gets condensed so much, they may have to revisit the actual dates and have some more Tuesday, Thursdays?
Yeah, well, that actually might help them out, right? Like they did organize the schedule in a way where there's very few midweek games this season. Obviously, they did that for a reason because we don't really want so many midweek games. They don't tend to draw crowds that are as big. They're tough on the players, with all the travel involved and stuff like that. But in the worst case scenario, if we are waiting a while here and we need to do a compressed season, there are those midweek dates that we could potentially shift to. It's going to be tough. You've got to factor in the Canadian Championship, the CONCACAF League, and all of these different things. But yeah, there's a possibility there that you have a full schedule, but just a bit of a tighter one, right?
Yeah, and what makes the schedule it a little bit easier for the schedule makers is the 8th team. So now there's not a team that needs to be off every week. So my sources at the league did mention that as long as they get going by the beginning of April in terms of preseason, and they want the teams to have a 3-week preseason minimum, they think they can do a 28-game season. We'll see though.
So obviously things are changing by the minute, by the hour, by the day. So stay tuned to us, OneSoccer, Canpl, and Canada Soccer. Any information, they'll be the first to let you know. Let's bring in Louis now. So obviously a big off season for you. You change clubs, you move across the country, and then all of a sudden the season gets put on hold. So we have a bunch of questions, but let's start with the topic of COVID-19 just to get that done and dusted. What has been the biggest impacts for you and your teammates? Because I'm sure there's been a lot of things that have really just uprooted your career in ways you've never seen before.
Yeah, well, it's a bit strange, speaking with players around the CPL, also my friends in MLS. It's very strange. Like the first feeling is that you don't realize that the league is postponed for such a long time. And the second thing is everything stops completely. We have access to absolutely nothing. No gym. If you don't have a gym in your house, you don't have access to a gym. You can't go on a training field. That's what's strange. That the 2 weeks ago we never thought about this. We never thought it would stop, and then all of a sudden all the leagues are stopping, and then it's MLS, and then it's CPL, and it just comes right in front of you. So it's been hard, I think for anybody who has to stop their job completely and they don't go to work and they have nothing to do. I think it's a big shock for everybody. So obviously that's not the priority right now. There's bigger things right now than a football season. So I mean, all we can do is wait, and hopefully it gets better, and hopefully it doesn't affect the season that much. Like we said in MLS. They found a way, maybe that they can extend it. So hopefully, with the CPL, we can find, little adjustments that'll make a good season.
Final at Spruce Meadows in mid-December. Just think it. Picture it right there. Just picture it right there.
I don't know if that would be possible, but hopefully maybe
snowstorm,
clear the field or.
I just want Louis. Who are you rooming with these days? Because what are you guys doing to pass the time?
Well, I have an apartment on my own.
Oh, nice.
Luckily, we're a lot of players in the same building. So obviously we can't really hang out all day together. But, I go do groceries sometimes with another guy, or we go, one or two guys, we go jogging, and just to get out the house a little bit, because it's something we're not used to.
The big time players get their own penthouse, eh?
No, unfortunately, I don't have a penthouse. I don't know.
You have to finish.
Higher up has one, but I don't know.